Peace. What up, guys? For this video, I had to think about this for some time just before I had to upload this, because I've been thinking about it actually for a day or two, because I just uploaded my more recent one, other than this one, the other one about shadow work, like a day ago, maybe almost 2 days ago, because time is just moving. Because sometimes when I upload videos, usually if I'm on a roll, I like to be on a roll. Like if I'm hitting the energy right and I'm getting connected with spirit and I'm channeling information, I like to do my best to drop videos that I feel like are worth, dropping. And so if I drop one video, I feel like, okay, I could drop another one. I kind of like, sometimes I like being on a roll instead of, being slower. Because usually I'm like that, as you guys know. I'm slower with the videos. Like I upload not even once a week. I upload once a month, maybe every month. But like I said, this is a slow process for me, and everyone's journey is different. Everyone's progress might be faster or slower than others. But for me personally, at least I know for myself that I'm going somewhere with what I'm doing, and I know I'm doing the right thing because it feels right. Like I'm in the right direction. That's how I know that I'm within the spirit of what I'm supposed to be doing, because I feel like I'm being guided in that direction. And so yeah, I just try to be more on a roll. Like if I'm dropping one video about something that I'm channeling that I wanted to talk about in a video, I feel like, okay, I dropped that one video, that one day I could go on to a next video and make another one and drop another video like the following day perhaps. Sometimes I used to even try doing multiple videos in one day, But yeah, so for what I'm going to talk about with this video is going to be, being the change. So this is going to be related to like the shadow work video that I uploaded the other day, or about a day ago. So with this one, you have to be the change. And what I mean by that is, as you grow and evolve in your human experience and in your spiritual work, spirituality is really what's going to save you, because spirituality is all about the inner workings of who you are, becoming tapped in with your spirit and your soul and your very divine being, because in Gnosticism, the belief in Gnosticism, what it is in a nutshell, Gnosticism is basically just the study of, this isn't the exact words, but in Gnosticism it's pretty much like, the humans trying to find the divine spark that's within them. Like, you're a human being, or you're a spirit or a soul, whatever you want to call it, having this human experience, but you're looking for that divine spark. That's the start of your consciousness, because you know that you're more than just this human flesh. You're more, or you have this inner knowing or inkling that there's something more to your earthly / human experience / life. This matrix. There's something beyond this matrix. Maybe you knew that from the start. Maybe you didn't know it at first, but you had an inkling, you had a feeling about it at some point. So you're seeking that knowledge or that enlightenment. But anyway, that could be a video for another time. So for this topic, be the change. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, being the change is just like knowing that you're evolving and you're growing and you're going places with your reality. The world you live in is starting to change, because like I just said a moment ago, spirituality is really all that's going to save you, because spirituality is really just about the inner workings of who you are and your very being and your divine self, and working with that to change your world with the God mind. That's how you cultivate your God mind, is being able to just change and create the reality that you would love to experience. That's all that this is about as far as spirituality. Knowing thyself and doing this magic work with occult information and esotericism and all this stuff about knowledge of self and higher consciousness, or raising your higher consciousness, you know. So pretty much, like I said in the shadow work video, you know, humanity's flawed, people are flawed, you're flawed, and that's okay. But just know that if you're not seeing the changes that you kind of wish you would see in family or your friends, like I said in that video, right? You know, when you're evolving and you're growing and you're changing, you know, you have that sense of pride, and you have to admit it. You know, you have that. Like you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty proud of yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's good because you're putting in the work. So you're reaping the work, the hard work. So you will definitely reap the benefits. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, don't worry about other people, even though naturally you kind of get frustrated, or you might get annoyed because your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your friends, your coworkers, who the fuck, right? They're still on the same shit that they were on last time. It's like nothing's changing with them. They're on the same shit. They're on the same bullshit every fucking day. There's nothing about them changing. So that frustrates you because their behavior, their attitude, and their thought patterns are the same. It's like nothing about them is fucking changing. And you can't help but kind of get annoyed, because sometimes they might even talk you into or drag you into that shit. And you know, with this kind of stuff about your evolution spiritually, you attract people that'll love you for it, and then you'll also attract haters, because the haters are the ones that, I wish I could do that. I want to do what he's doing, what she's doing, but fuck, I'm not that good. I'm not putting in half the work they're doing, but I'm sure as hell jealous. I envy that person. That's what envy is. You wish or you want something that someone has that you believe you don't have, and it's an insecurity about yourself that you have not worked on based on your own failure. So you blame or you hate on other people, and you point fingers, and you are like a fucking little hater because they're putting in the work to change who they are, to change that alchemy within themselves. And instead of you putting in the work, you just want to hate on them because they're doing something you wish you could do. I mean, this is human shit, but on a deeper aspect, you know what I'm talking about. That with the evolution of your spirit and your growth and your consciousness, you attract either people that'll admire you and respect you for it and who want to learn from you. And then the polarity of that is you'll attract the opposite, which would be the haters. So pay no mind to the haters. Just pay attention to people that matter to you, who are bringing you up. Those are the only people that should matter, you know. But yeah, this is not going to be a long video because I'm also running low on battery. And yeah, I'll probably do an extension of this if I can. I'll elaborate on it more, especially once my battery's fully charged. And yeah, so be the change, you know. Being the change is like being the example. Because sometimes, you know, your words don't reach people. People can't be reached just by words. Sometimes it's your action. Sometimes action like you being an example. Sometimes the only way to really show people, or the only real way to send that message out to other people, is to just be the example. You don't need to talk to them or tell them, because like I said, words don't reach people sometimes. Words are just not enough. Sometimes you have to be the example. And so being that change is the ultimate way to be, is one of the best ways to send that message that you're evolving, and life doesn't have to be just in this one space or one direction. It can change. We can all change, and we all have the potential to make life how we want it to be, utilizing the power of our mind and raising our vibration and our consciousness. You know, reading up on these books and doing your research. I mean, it's fucking fun to learn, man. It's fun to learn. It's fun to read. Learning this kind of stuff, doing your research. You get a high off just studying and learning. you know. And what I usually like to say is to be truly conscious is knowing how unconscious you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be truly conscious, to be conscious is actually knowing how unconscious you are. Because it's never really about how much you know, it's how much you want to know. And this is, these are things that are often discussed in the conscious community, that wanting to learn and seeking to learn, seeking the knowledge is your true enlightenment. Because why? You only seek knowledge to learn anyway, right? That's why you're seeking to learn. Because of how much you fucking don't know. Hence why you're truly enlightened in that way. Like your total understanding of how little you know is your enlightenment. Because you're seeking to learn. It's not about how much you know so much as it is about how much you want to know. So yeah, being an example is the best way to show the world that they can change as well. And your job is not to save people here. Brother Panic always talks about this. Your job is not to save others, it's just to save yourself. The work is within you. You got to be the change you seek to experience. You have to be the change you seek to experience. But on the way, if you do happen to spark other fires, or if you're the flame that sparks the other candles to light their flame, or to light their candle, if you're the flame that sparks the other candles to light their flame, then that's good too. Because, like I said, being an example is the best way, right? And so when people are not changing or making any changes in their life, it's not your problem, like I just said. It's not your problem, and pretty much they have their own journey and their own path, and their time will come for them to learn, for them to be ready. But maybe they're just not ready. Maybe you are, and that's good. Worry about yourself and focus on yourself, because that's all that matters. Because, like I said, just being the example is the best way, because people can't be reached by words. And I wanted to also touch up on the fact that, on a subconscious level, and this is not like me trying to get you to think or to care what people think. I'm not trying to do that here. Nothing petty like that. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to touch up on is, how do I say this? I kind of came to the realization that, like, the family that you're with, that you may live with, friends that you may be around, or whoever, right? On a subconscious level, on a deeper subconscious level, you'll be surprised at how much opinions they have about you and what they think of you based on your actions, your personality, and your behavior, and your overall vibe and your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, like your mom and your dad, your family, your brother, sister, your family, maybe even your friends, depending on how close you are to them. You'll be surprised. They might even be having dreams about you. Like, let's say right? You're always having dreams about all kinds of things. You have dreams about yourself, about your life, and and the other people that you've interacted with and have ever been around, right? And it's vice versa, because as within, so without. So people that are around you, family, friends, close people in your life, they're dreaming about you too. It might be positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, you also have an impact on their subconscious. So whether it's the past, especially, that's what I always want to touch on, which is related to shadow work, is that like the things about you in the past that may have impacted, like, people close to you, depending on who that person is and how conscious they are or whatever, the things that you've done in the past, whether positive or negative, still has an impact on that person. Like in other words, you're here, making the change, doing all this spiritual work and evolving and learning and growing and all that stuff. But just know that people are not exactly on your level. They're not on the same page with you. So the things that you've left behind in the past, that you've learned from, that you've let go of, that you've may have made peace with in your own heart, which is good. Those people in the past, in your past, that was interacting with you during that time, haven't made that peace. They haven't made that change. They're still looking back at your old pictures. They're still thinking back in their mind, in their memories about the past with you and what happened with you back then. And these motherfuckers are still thinking about it. They're still dreaming about this shit. They're still dwelling in it. That's basically what it is. You've moved on. You've evolved. You've grown. But the people in your life are still dwelling in the past. And so dwelling in their past is still alive because they're thinking about it. So their past is really still their past is still their reality in the present moment, because they haven't made any changes, which is what's frustrating in many ways, right? Because you know in your heart, looking at yourself, that you're making changes, but you also can feel that these people are not on your page, and that's what frustrates you. So the other title I wanted for this video was like, being angry is understandable, but let it go. Like, being angry is understandable, but let it go. Because this video is basically about your evolution into your spiritual, mental, emotional, and your evolution of your consciousness versus people who are not making any changes. But, you know, that kind of will that's going to kind of delve into why you should be worried about other people, which is not what I'm trying to say here. So, yeah. Just had to make this video real quick about, doing the inner work. Again, this is like the shadow work video pretty much. I just titled it a little bit differently. There's just a different twist to this video, but pretty much this is the same thing, in a way. Be the change. A little bit different, though. So this video is primarily about, being the change that you seek to experience, that you wish to see. That's how you create your reality and change your reality and make the reality that you want to live, is by looking within, and making the change by shedding light upon the dark areas of the dark aspects of your being, and just finally acknowledging and coming to terms with it and making peace with it, and being able to move forward and move on, let it go and grow. Let people have their time, but it's all good, So with that being said, guys, it's getting real dark, real fast. Hot summer day. It's feeling very nice. And I'm going to see if I can touch up on this again later on, because I want to do an extension on this. Or I might do another video on something a little more similar. But, this was just a quick video to drop this jewel just real quick. Just right quick, you know what I mean? Hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down and all that. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, I hope you have a good night or a good day wherever you are. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.